My internet is reconnecting. Yes.
Is my Wi-Fi?
Let us see. I don't know. But we're doing the things to make the things to be done. Alright.
Can you see me?
Yes. Hello and welcome to another Raw and Honest session. We are back with
another episode.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Yes,
in a minute.
Another session. It's been a long while actually. It feels like.
Yeah.
But we're doing a lot.
We're
We're doing too much.
Too much.
Bringing content on many different platforms.
Yeah.
We're back with our Instagram fam. And what are we talking about today, Antonelli?
We are talking about education.
Yes, can you please speak up?
We are talking about education.
Yes.
Is it an achievement?
Mhm.
Is it necessary?
Yeah.
Do we need it? Or is it more important to be street smart?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Okay. So, I guess let's get into the discussion.
Yep.
Ultimately, is education important?
I think it depends.
Uh-huh.
It depends on the
And
context.
let's define when we're
Yeah.
saying education, what are we
Oh,
saying? Because
yes,
I
that's
think
true.
we're not talking about a primary high school education.
Yeah.
We're talking about post
Yes.
secondary school education.
Yeah.
So getting a qualification of any sort, whether that is, I
Mhm.
don't know, what do people get?
You can get certificate. You can get
Yeah.
yeah.
Diploma.
Anything after
Diploma,
high school,
degree,
yeah.
anything after high school, yeah. All the way up to that doctorate. Come on, somebody.
Yeah, it depends because I feel like education is in two parts, right? There's the education in terms of the world system of education, right? You go to uni, you go to college, whatever, and then there's the other aspect of education, which is there's so many, you can actually self-educate yourself with so many courses online.
Mm-hmm.
So do I think education is important? Yes, in both aspects. Do I think going to uni is necessary? I don't think so. It depends. For me, it depends. Like, there's just some courses which it's like, is it really necessary, or is it, this is just a skill that you can develop on your own type of a thing? Do you get what I mean? Like, obviously, you don't want to be operated on by somebody who didn't go to school to be a doctor.
Remember there was the story about the guy in Zim who was a doctor and he had never gone to school
There was
for
one
it.
in the States as well.
Wow.
Yeah, and he pulled it off twice in 2
Wow.
different states. I said,
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But then maybe that teaches us that, like, you know, you really can teach
Maybe,
yourself
yeah.
anything. Really.
Nah, but I don't want somebody cutting me, opening me up. I need to see that you went to school, had proper training. So things like that, things like, you know, maybe engineer.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's other things like, do you really need to have a degree for culinary arts? Do you know what I mean? Like,
But they're learning the
Yeah,
skills
it's
to
different.
become.
Also-
Don't come for
No,
bottom,
don't come
just-
for me.
no, I said degree,
Mm.
not a course.
No, I'm saying it is necessary because food is an art too.
No, but there's some people that naturally they're good in cooking. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not to the level of, you know, like, yes, there are some people who are good at it, but then again, there's the theory part of it,
Okay.
you know. It's not just
They're
one
learning
plus
how
one.
to
Yeah.
how to
Or
turn-
creative writing. There's some people that go to uni for creative writing or for like history.
Maybe it's a skill. I don't know. No, the ones I don't get are the people that, you know, go to school for, like, you know, not music, because like playing an instrument and stuff like that, like, you need to learn that stuff. There's technical
Actually, I was
skills
gonna
to
say
that.
actually, yeah. If
But there's, like, you
technical
know,
skills.
some people go to uni, you know, to do like music,
Yeah.
which is something that I was gonna do. But like, yet you're already talented. You've
That's what I'm
already got
saying.
the voice, the skills or whatever, and you don't necessarily need to go to uni for it. You can just go get a vocal coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, like, you know, there's some things that I feel like some people are naturally gifted in.
Mm-hmm.
That it's like, is it, if you're already gifted in it, is it something that you necessarily have to go to school for, or you can just, because there's like, for example, what's this, Gordon Ramsay. I don't think he went to school, but he's a great chef. Do you know what I mean? Because he was naturally good at it and he developed it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's up? Is education important, and is being educated an achievement?
I mean, education is important.
Mm.
At the same time, in the now generation, we've seen people who didn't drop out
Yeah.
becoming very good entrepreneurs
Yes.
without acquiring the skills more than the people who have 5 degrees.
Mm.
To some extent, yes, it is important in the way that it opens up your capability of learning and stuff.
Mm.
So there's some things that you get to notice when you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I didn't see it that way.
Yeah.
You know, it opens your mind. And also, I believe, yeah, it just opens your mind to different stuff. And at the same time, I'm looking at people who still have degrees and are still not working.
Yeah.
All they have is that paper.
And I think it's actually important that just because you have a degree doesn't actually mean you're smart.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
important.
You can
Some
just be a
people
hard
who-
worker.
Never went to school, but they're very intelligent.
Mhm.
So I don't necessarily think that being educated equals you being smart.
But for me, it's the application. Can you apply what you have learned? You get what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Can you apply what you have learned in uni?
Mm-hmm.
Or were you just that copycat buying papers?
My paper.
Okay,
Yep.
at uni you can do that,
You
but
can
now
do
they're
that.
getting a bit smart. They're getting a bit
Turn
smart.
it
You
in.
can't do that. That turn it in
Turn
is
it in,
getting
right.
serious.
Yeah, right.
It's getting serious. But no, I do agree that having an education is important. That doesn't necessarily mean going to university. Doesn't mean going to college. I remember when I was like 16 and stuff, and we were kind of like finishing finishing high school, like apprenticeships were just starting. And I remember at that time we were looking upon apprenticeships like it's those people that were like in E-class, which was kind of like the that class.
Wow. The intelligent people look down on us. We are here.
No, but it was like apprenticeships were just starting out, and it was like, okay, why would you like, it wasn't something that, especially from like an African household, doing an apprenticeship wasn't necessarily something that was like even an option, you know what I mean? But those people now, I look at them, they went from like year 11, we stayed in school 2 more years before going to uni. They got that 2 years worth of experience. By the time we went to uni for 4 years and we finished uni and then now tried to start working, they already had 6 years experience.
Exactly.
So, and right now, I feel like in a lot of industries, experience trumps a degree.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
But there are industries where you are going to need a degree. Like, for me, one of the people that I was studying with, there's this Zimbabwean uncle, and he's worked in finance for like 30 years, right? But he didn't have, so he had a finance degree, but he didn't have a management degree. And his boss at his company said that I'm retiring in a year and a half or something. And he said to himself, I want that position, but it's never going to be given to me without having that knowledge and that degree. So he decided to come do his master's and do it in a year and a half, which is crazy. I still work full time, and the guy was living in Bunbury.
Wow.
But you know what I mean. So sometimes there are positions which you're never gonna get until you have that degree.
Yeah.
And for me, that's why I decided to do my master's, because the industry that I wanted to get in, they were just like, you either need 7 years experience or you need a master's. So I said, okay, we're doing this master's. So I think sometimes it is necessary if you want to progress to a certain level.
Yeah.
But when I graduate with my master's, am I going to feel like it's an achievement? We were having an interesting conversation with someone this afternoon that, it's an achievement because you worked hard for it, which I concur with. Like, yes, I'm going to feel like, I've achieved something because this degree was hard. Coco came and, I had to move the degree online. You had exams that changed into like 7,000 word assignments. It was crazy. And you will feel a sense of like, you know what, I've achieved something. But am I going to feel like, somebody that hasn't gone to uni and doesn't have a master's is like less than me? No. But we were also talking about how within a cultural context, not getting a degree might be considered as failure, especially in our African community, because the African parents want you to go and become what?
Doctor.
Name them.
Lawyer.
Name them. Yeah.
Accountant.
Nurse.
Yes.
They want you to become
something
great. You know what I mean? And a lot of those things require a degree. And so automatically,
Continue, sorry.
if you don't do that, to some people, it's already what? Failure.
You failed.
Failure. Really, maybe you might like to tell us that because you are a resident Nigerian expert.
Well,
tell us, in Nigeria, how do they feel about it?
I don't know.
You're a resident Nigerian expert.
Nah, but it's true, and I feel like especially like in this age and this generation where, you know, people there's a whole new industry of influencing. Like,
Yeah.
influencers make a lot of money. Like, a lot of money. And I feel like maybe our parents' generation don't quite get the concept of maybe how can you be at home and yet you're making money, like, you know what I'm saying? So there is definitely still that mindset shift of you have to just have a traditional, 9 to 5, and you have to have a degree before we consider you that you've made it in life. So yeah, I don't know how to navigate that really if you were to be like an influencer or something. So you don't need a degree to be an influencer.
You
Oh, on the YouTube, there's a kid.
To be honest,
There's a kid that reviews. He just reviews toys. We've never seen his face on YouTube. He only shows his hands and reviews the toy. He was 6 or 7 at the time. He made over $1 million in a year.
Wow.
Jesus, I receive
What
over
am I
$1
doing?
million.
Like,
So now I don't
review
even know.
toys.
Just to review toys. So you know what I'm saying? Like, that kid is set for life. You know?
But
so
I think though, if you were making money, like you come home and you're like making $1 million, your African parent is not gonna care that you have a degree or not. Because now if
they can see that,
if they can see, you have made
built
it.
a house, you know.
just build them a house.
Build them a house.
They'll be
Like,
okay.
Exactly, but it's like, remember last week we were watching Banky and his testimony and stuff, and I remember sharing with you guys that he said that after becoming an engineer and like after 1 year of working, he was making 100K already, and then he still was not satisfied and was just like, I'm not fulfilling purpose, and he was in America and he called his mom and was like, I feel like God is leading me to move to Nigeria, and his mother was like, bang, oh, you want money?
I listened to that, yeah.
And his mom was like, you want to go and what? You want to go and act? You want to go and do music?
Joker, you want to be a
You
joker?
want to go and play? You know what I mean? So I feel like, it's a mindset within the African community
It's
that
like-
you need a degree to become something in life.
I think also they need to realize like seasons have changed.
Yeah.
Like now creativity is what we're looking for in this now generation, and I just feel like also because they were not exposed to a lot of stuff, so they felt like education, because the generation the former generations before our parents' generation also believed in education, and so much so that they passed it on them. So now that times have changed, it's like, okay, so you wanna say, hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and you get money. Doesn't make sense.
I actually think it's true, but I feel it's actually the opposite effect, where I feel like a lot of our parents' generation didn't go to school and couldn't afford, or by whatever means, maybe they weren't allowed, I don't know. And so it's like, to them, that time, education equals you make it in life.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to remove that mindset for them, because it's like, no, we had to hustle so that you can go to school.
Yeah.
What do you mean that you don't want to go to school for what? Because I think they mean well. They don't want you to
That's so true.
hustle and go through all the motions and stuff. They want to know that, the kids are going to be fine, they're going to be safe, and they're going to have security, but it's not like at the end of the day, like what Banky was saying, like you can have all of those things, but it's not fulfilling you if it's not in alignment with your purpose. You know what I mean? So yeah.
That actually reminds me. Remember the other day I had a heart-to-heart with my mom, and I was just like, Mom, I'm going through so much. This degree is stressing me out, and whatnot. And she was like, you know what? Like, my mom got her degree in like her 40s, right? Which, like, wow, super amazing and everything. Which is so funny because today I sent her a photo of like one of my project assignments, and she's like, I've done this, I can help you. And I was like, oh, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom. But no, she was saying, like, you know what? Once you finish getting this degree, your earning potential is gonna go up. You're gonna be able to earn so much more than I could, and you won't have to have as many jobs as I have and stuff. And so I could see that to our parents, they still associate having a degree to having like a better life, higher earning potential, which is so true. Like in some industries, once you have like that master's or whatever, it's like higher earning potential, but it's got to be backed up by hard work. So someone might not necessarily have the degree, but they're a hard worker, or they're street smart. They are street smart, and they
I
know.
have a question.
Yeah.
Like you said that, our parents think that once you have that degree, it means more pay for you, right? But we have seen that a lot of people do have those degrees, but they're not earning anything.
Yeah.
So what could be the issue then?
You know what? I feel like the market and the industries are just changing.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people where we're going to earn degrees. By the time we're finished,
They're not relevant.
that degree is no longer relevant.
Yeah.
And now you have to keep, improving yourself, getting like more qualifications, more skills to make sure that you can get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
Also, at the same time, competition is high.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I graduated, the uni always used to say like, oh, our graduates get jobs within like 6 months and stuff. But it was taking everyone at least 6 months to a year to find a job, because there's like so much competition. On top of that, like we'd come from a recession, and the economy was bad, so companies naturally are not looking to really be employing as many graduates. If they had graduate positions where they were taking 50 people, now maybe they're taking 25. That means that there's a surplus, and as soon as your cohort finishes, another one is coming. Like there's more and more competition, and it's really, really difficult.
Yeah.
And let's take it to the Australian context. If you come here and you're an international student, already you're like at a disadvantage. Companies are not looking to hire you. They want to hire the Australian people because it's just easier for them or whatever, but it's okay. So it's like, okay, you've got the degree, but it's just hard. It's just hard. That's why now you need the street smarts.
Yeah.
To come in, and you need to
You
hustle.
need the favor of God.
Amen. Come
But
on.
no, it's true, and I think to the point that not only is it times that are changing, but I also feel like the educational system is behind the market anyway.
Yes.
You think about where we go to uni, like so many people were graduating as nurses, but the market is like, no, we're done with nurses. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, instead of maybe our educational systems looking at, okay, because I think there's like they're 10, 15 years behind what the market actually needs. So you're gonna go to uni, be thinking, yes, I'm gonna get a job soon, and then it's like you graduate, it's like the market is like, you're already irrelevant. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the things that you're doing are now replaced by systems and robots and all of this stuff.
Sure.
Things like, I'm thinking about accounting, there's now apps that can literally do your whole tax return.
Exactly.
Like, so it's like, why would you need an accountant?
They really don't need like accountants. They're looking for more like auditors.
Yes.
To do things that like a computer cannot necessarily do. The computer will do it for you, but now you need humans to come and like
Just
really
touch.
yes, see like, okay, is it all correct?
Yeah.
Like that's why like now when we were doing like recruitments and stuff like that for students, and a lot of students are looking to do things like cyber security, counter-terrorism, because those things right now are in demand, and those people that are like graduating now, they'll likely get jobs even if you're an international student, because the market needs those people right now. But at the same time, in like 5-10 years, those markets, they're gonna disappear. So now you've got to think to yourself, okay, but I do need to go to uni and get a degree. I'm gonna go study counter-terrorism, cyber security, or whatever, but then when I finish, it's not gonna be relevant. So what should I do? So that's when people just go and study Beyonce. Go study what you want.
It's true, and even industries like medicine, that whole industry, give it 50 years, that humans may be irrelevant, completely irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? So you can study it now and think, oh, I'm safe and secure, but it's like, no, because you don't know what's going to happen. And if anything, COVID already showed us that there's a lot of industries that are not necessary with humans anymore. You get what I mean?
Exactly.
So I feel like if you're gonna develop skills, or if you're gonna think about, going to uni, develop skills that are not. I think the market is not looking for like soft skills
Yeah.
and skills that can't be replaced by a robot, which is why the creative industry is booming right now.
Yeah,
Because
true.
there's no amount of AI robots that you're gonna make that will ever replace creativity. You know what I'm saying? So I actually think if you want to be a creative, explore that.
Yeah.
If you want to be a singer, artist, whatever, that is going to be the next biggest industry, which is why influencers and all of these people are doing so well. So, yeah.
But then the thing is, markets always get saturated, and there's so many influencers right now.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can never oversaturate a creative market. How many singers in the world are there right now, and how many different singers that you listen to on your phone?
Yes, that is true. But like when we talk about, let's say, influencers like on the gram, they're all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And there are people, you have to be an early mover, first mover,
Yes,
right?
true.
Those people that got into YouTube early on, like, ages ago, the Patricia Brights, the, Jenny Jenkins, and all of these other people, those are people that have made it right now. The people that are trying to make it now,
you're right.
But
Unless you bring something different.
I beg to differ.
You have to bring something
You have to
different.
bring something.
It's either styles different, like you know what I'm saying, the way you do your things, like.
And you have to be relatable to people. I feel like in the creative world, you have to be relatable to people. I'll take, for example, one person who just boomed and she entered YouTube just for a year, but she has beaten so much people is Mpumile Dwaba, who literally does that. She's an essay. She's Christian, and I think a lot of people kind of like related with her because obviously there wasn't a market for Christians in the YouTube except for the prophetic and the Ribul Shima Mandarin, but people were looking to develop relationship with God, and I think she took that and ran with it, and then after that she then started doing like health and what she does on Instagram on Tuesdays or Thursday podcast and all of that. So it's finding something that people can relate to, because everybody's doing makeup, but what is it that is different about you? And if you're faking it, we will tell. We will see. Yeah, so
it's like even absolutely, and like I feel like even with the Christian influencers now, some of them are way more popular than some pastors. Do you get what I mean? Because I feel like our millennial generation is looking for something different. So that's what I'm saying. Like, was it that there was no pastors before? No, they were there. They've been there. But now it's like there's a new movement of millennial sort of, and some people are just being self-professed ministers and prophets. But it's okay. Nobody, but you're just going on the gram and
let's bring the conversation back. So with being street smart, would you say in some context that is more important than having a degree of some sort? Because we see, like, let's say in Zimbabwe, people are educated but they're not working because the economy does not allow them to use that degree. And now that's where you need to be street smart. You need to know how to hustle. You need to know how to talk to people. You need to know how to use those soft skills you were talking about, how to be creative and entrepreneurial. Like, people are being forced to be entrepreneurs, even if they're people that normally would just do a 9-to-5. So would you say then being street smart is as important as getting an education, or they work hand in hand?
I would say they work hand in hand, in the sense that, let's talk about entrepreneurship, right? And for me, with them, it comes the financial part, which we hardly get taught in schools whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I think I was reading an article saying that a lot of educated people are more likely to be poor than the street smart peeps.
Yeah.
Because when you're street smart, obviously you're gonna learn how to handle your money. Okay, I want to grow a business, right? So there has to be, what am I doing with that cash flow? How am I spending? Okay, how can we reduce 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3? Whereas money's just coming in and you're trying to leave and show like, oh, yes, I'm living this lavish life. But hence why a lot of, when people die, we don't know what happened to the money that they've been, you'll hear in the news that broke. What happened? And he's been living lavish life out here in debt. But I think street smart teaches us to be, okay, open your brain a bit. And also, like, I feel like also because there's a lot of books out there that you can actually take. For example, when everybody was reading Poor Dad, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, everybody was learning from him like how to manage money and do that, and it exposes you to a lot of things. And I feel like street smart, it exposes your weaknesses as well, and you're like, okay, what can I do to improve that? Okay, there's some books there that I can read, there's some people teaching this, and it opens you to a lot where, like, when you're working I feel like it just
security.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna get money next month.
Yeah, so
I don't need to grind.
Yeah, you don't need to grind. So yeah. How about you, Mills? What's your thing?
I don't know. Hey, I don't know.
Millie, are you street smart?
Me, I'm not. I can be proud to say it. I'm trying, but I'm not there yet. No, because I think if you are in, like what Lars said, in a place like Zim or in Africa where majority of people could be educated in the sense of going to uni, but they're hustlers, they're doing all of this. I don't know if I would say it's worth it though.
Why?
I don't know. I need to develop my thoughts a bit, but yeah, I don't know. That's my answer. I don't know. Do I think it goes hand in hand? It could. Depends on the context. It depends on if you're gonna go, because like there's some people like who do things like tourism. Like, is it necessary, or is it you just need to know how to talk to people? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's.
But you know, the thing is, right, if you're street smart, you could have a certain job, let's say tourism. Let's say you run a tour company or something.
Yeah, you're street smart, then you can run your own company.
If you're street smart, this is where now you're able to do purchasing and procurement and use that street smart to, you know, get discounts. You know the hidden places, the hidden corners where to get things, how to link with people and stuff like that. And those things can help you, right? Those things can even help you to get your foot in the door somewhere. Can help you to get jobs. You know what I mean? You hustle. You know the things. You know how to do the things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you can't relate.
I'm just thinking, like, but is that the definition of street smart? Knowing how to.
No, but like, if you're street smart, you're just woke. Like, you just
can
know.
be woke and educated though.
Yes. But like, if we put you now, if we leave you in the middle of Copacabana, Harare. If we leave you in the middle of Harare right now, Millie, will you survive?
I can survive.
I can survive. My sister.
After I have a breakdown, then I'll be like, God, I need to
if we throw you in Abuja right now, in Lagos,
I'll get kidnapped.
You won't survive
because
there.
you're not street smart. You don't know the things.
She'll be that one with the Gucci bag.
Wow.
Exactly. No, I think that, you know what, being educated is important. I think that being educated to some people is an achievement, but I only believe that it is an achievement because it is something that you have worked hard to get. It's a sense of you know, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You know, you've got like all these basic needs. I feel like once you have attained all your basic needs, you have achieved a certain level of satisfaction, right? And then everything else after that, it's like, all right, if I achieve this, yes, it's an achievement because I worked hard to get it. But just because you haven't got that degree, just because you haven't done the apprenticeship or whatever, you haven't got the certificate, the grad diploma or whatever, it doesn't mean that the other person is worth more than you, like that their value increases because they have a degree or whatever.
I have a question since we're on this matter. Okay, you guys are saying education maybe doesn't matter, like, you know, whatever. Does it matter when it comes to the context of you dating somebody? Let's hear.
Okay, no, I would genuinely be honest.
Yeah.
When I was like a teenager, I wrote a whole list of things that I wanted in a man, right? And one of those things was a certain level of education.
Yeah.
Mind you, I was a teenager, and I think the list was based off of my ex.
This girl.
We're real, raw, and honest here.
Wow.
But as I got older, I realized that it necessarily wasn't as important. Actually, I think moving to Australia made me realize that, because here we have a lot of people that do jobs where you don't need a degree, but yet they get paid a lot of. Do you know that the man that stands on the street with the sign
with
slow,
stop
stop
for the kids to cross?
No, not the kids to cross. The ones that do roadworks. The one that stands with the stop, slow sign or whatever, and they're using the walkie-talkie or whatever. Those people get paid.
And,
Wow.
and
Those
also
people
that's a dangerous job too.
It is a dangerous
So-
job. Like it messed up my whole.
No, Australia
Mind.
definitely did. Yeah.
Like,
that's
agree.
a-
Like, even when, because you literally get somebody who, I don't know, is even a cleaner anymore than someone who's an accountant.
Exactly.
It's so possible here.
It is.
Yeah.
Australia is so, I don't want to call it backwards, but like it
It's
flips
so weird.
everything.
It's so
It flips everything on its side,
Change,
right?
yeah.
And
They're very
whereas like the UK, for me, I feel like, or maybe it was the environment that I grew up in, it was really like, okay, if you want to get like a job that's like, let's say, not that any job is not respectable, but like, you know, those particular jobs, like, okay, nursing, you want to go into like the accounting,
Banking.
the banking, you're gonna need a degree. So for me, when I was writing that list, I was like, for us to have a secure future, we need to both be like, at least have like undergrad or whatever. But when I came here and I started to realize, I was like, yo, I'm doing this master's, but like, it's not even necessary here in this Australia. And I started, that's why like when I was talking to my mom, I was like, Mom, I don't even know I'm getting this degree. I feel like it's so unnecessary and this and this and that. Because I was like, in Australia, you don't need this. You don't need a degree.
No, don't suffer.
You don't suffer.
Just go to
don't
take-
come and kill. I don't tire.
Tired.
I don't tire. Don't come and kill yourself. Don't come and kill yourself in Australia. You don't need it. I'm
Chill,
telling you.
relax.
When I tell my
Just
parents,
hustle.
legit, like every time I tell my parents, I'll be like, yeah, Mom, people here, you know, they can earn like, you know, you can be like what? You can be doing like a small part-time job. You're earning like $30 an hour, which is almost like £15 in the UK. And my
That's
parents will
more
be
than-
like, that is even more than what people here are earning. That's more than minimum wage in the UK. So already, someone that's just doing like, let's say like cleaning, you're doing like, I don't know, working at Subway or something like that, you're already earning more than what people earn in the UK. So for me, my parents were just like, my guy, when you get married, marry somebody that will give you secure future. That's it. That is it. Nothing more. That's it. Degree for what?
For what?
And especially for me, like my mom was like, I got my degree in my 40s, but my mom is the best saver I know. My mom has been able to achieve so much. My mother is my hero. Let me tell you, my mother is rich. Amen. Rich auntie. Nah, I'm serious, yo. Like my mom has like worked so hard and she didn't have a degree. You know what I mean? Which means that you actually are able to achieve things in life without a degree. So for me, no longer.
So the answer is no.
No. But yes, I do to get to the voices fee.
I never thought of it though. Like, yeah, back in the day I used to, but then again I'm there like, does it really count? It at some point though, I don't know, guys. I don't know.
Okay.
I think so. For me, some form of a higher education. Like, I want somebody who's not just want to be in that same space all the time, but grow yourself. Do a little bit of certificates, diploma there and there. You know,
just to open up your mind.
Just to freshen up your mind. You can be here out here. The last time you went to school was year 12.
You can't help the kids with homework. Nah, like that's crazy.
I think for me, like honestly, and I'm not trying to throw shade really. I'm just trying to be real and honest. But I get what you mean because I have dated, you know, people who had a degree and then someone who didn't, and you can tell in terms of the intellectual capacity, in terms of how someone thinks. Not to say that, not to say
for your type of man. For your type of man, intellectual.
No, she doesn't need an intellect. She needs a deep intellect. Whereas, but I don't necessarily think that to have intellectual conversations, someone necessarily has to go.
No, but I'm saying in terms of the process of thinking, of thought. The process of thought. There is certain things that uni teaches you in terms of the process
analytical
things
and all of those
because,
things.
I mean, some people can be intellectual, and it's not. Is it intellectual? You just know a lot of things. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying there's a process in thought that you can tell, like,
but the others are just slow. You know. No, like they take a long time to process it. Not that they're not deep intellectual peeps.
As for me,
but you and your life, you stay single.
You know,
it's important for me.
You know what? For me, I always thought to myself. I always thought about the job that I want to do, like you know, the ultimate job. And I was like, okay, where God is taking me, I was always like, God, for me, I want a partner who, if we're in a room full of very, let's say, very rich, prestigious people and very intellectual people, I just want someone who's able to hold a conversation with those people, and you know, they're not like completely lost.
Don't be embarrassing me.
Don't come and embarrass me. This is embarrassing.
Yeah,
but then you never know. To them, I might be the one who's not educated enough. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Might catch myself a no doctor out here. Be like, yes, do you know that I have a doctorate in I don't know, metaphysics and what. I'm lost.
But in defense, there are some people that I've met that have PhDs, but year 12 mentality. So at the end of the day, I really think it's about your own personal, how much you take responsibility in terms of developing yourself. At the end of the day, whether you're going to go to school or not, that's really what matters at the end of the day. So
I really do agree with that. Anything else that you ladies want to add to the discussion?
No.
What level of education do you want to get to?
I want to do MD, PhD.
That's it. Me. Master's, PhD, wherever, doctorate. You asked me, I'm speaking into existence, so don't. In Jesus' name, you.
Wow.
No, that's funny.
Hey, trust you, postdoc, everything. Wow. I know my PhD. That thing is commitment, man.
That thing is hard. I'm sorry.
I think the thing for me. Actually, I hope my boss is not watching. Maybe let me not say. I think the thing with PhD is the fact that it's not like you do it and then it's like you can use this. You know what I'm like? It's just like just get your name changed.
Yeah, I'm a doctor. And I mean, unless you
That's
are
good.
trying to be like somebody who publishes,
Yes.
and you really like that.
you know, you're really into research and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, yes, maybe. For me, I always said to myself that eventually, maybe, when I'm like, you know, in my 50s and I'm bored, I might do a doctorate in like something. For me, if I was to do a doctorate, I would do it in either theology related subject,
That's true.
or I would do it in international development. But I feel like I would only do that once I have a lot of knowledge and experience in both areas and stuff. I might do me a little PhD on, you know, international development and how colonialism influenced
That's a very interesting
development.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But you know, maybe like maybe when I'm in my 50s or something.
actually,
But why don't you give me an honorary doctorate?
Give me an orange.
That's what I work for. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That, you know, I just want to be Dr. Amai.
Dr.
Oh.
Dr. Mrs.
Yeah, but I remember actually wanting to do a PhD in theology, but I heard it's actually very hard.
It is very hard. I wouldn't. I'd rather go to Bible college.
Yeah.
There's a lady, but she did hers in Hebrew. I say,
Oh,
hands
I
down.
know.
She's not an expert, but I know like I think it might sound like I'm just studying the Bible, but the Bible is actually very dense and very deep.
It's
Because
hard.
you have to learn just the cultural aspect of everything, and then on top of the
All of this.
Yeah, no, like I ain't trying to do apologetics and all this thing. Like,
hermeneutics
I know it's
you
hard.
do it, sis, because she's the one doing the
you gotta do the thing.
You gotta do the thing.
Not the Lord leads me.
Nah, but for me at the moment, once I get this master's, come on, 2 more months to go. Come on. That's it. That's it for me. I don't tire. I don't tire.
Some of us
I don't
will
tire. You continue. Yeah, you continue. We're waiting on the other side. We're waiting on the other side because you know what? I feel like don't do things because you want people to be like, oh yeah, you know what? She has a master's. He has a master's or whatever. Because this thing is hard. It's hard. Let me tell you, it's not easy. The level of thinking that these people will be wanting you to just before we left my house, and you know we were talking about this
Scuba diving.
I'm like, God,
These girls
this
don't
project
even
management, I don't tire. You know what I mean? Because it'll be like, okay, yes, do this research paper on a project that has no information. Don't stress yourself. I can't come and kill myself for a degree. No, do it because for a purpose.
Yes.
Like there is something that's pushing you at the end of it. For me, I'm like, okay, once I get this master's, come on, that door that specific door in Jesus' name is gonna open for me. You know what I mean? But just like, oh yes, I just wanna do a master's. Just for what?
I'm bored.
Don't kill yourself. Come on. Don't kill your brain. Hey, you will cry. You will cry. My sister, my brother, don't do it. We don't.
At the end of the day, honestly, don't make sure that if you're gonna do your school, whatever, like it aligns with your purpose. Don't just be doing things for the sake of doing things, because it will test you. It will test you, and at the end of the day, you need something that's gonna push you beyond just wanting something very superficial on the surface. So anyway, this was a good topic.
Yes, it was. I wonder what are we gonna discuss next time? Our next Royal Honest is gonna be in May.
That's our anniversary. We could actually do it on our
On our what? On our
anniversary.
on
On
our
1 year.
When is that?
I don't know.
Yes, we do have a 1 year anniversary coming up. We don't know what we're gonna do for it yet. But yeah, we need to figure out something. We're thinking of doing a little giveaway. What else? I don't know. Giving you a little bonus episode. We've been putting out a lot of content. Y'all, I need to listen to the Spotify because the Spotify is lit right now. Did you people hear the what was it? the get to know us. We really were vulnerable and open. Somebody was left for, and then they married somebody. And the person married
To find out
somebody.
who.
Listen to find out who. Somebody was what? Somebody was ghosted.
Still ghosted.
Like go listen to that content. Like the content is just hot.
Yeah.
It's lit right now. And we have
So much.
an episode coming up this week which I need to edit. Can males and females just be friends? Which was an interesting one. We got the ghosting and gaslighting. Calming age. That one is emotional. Sure. That is very emotional. Yes.
Some people were very, very vulnerable.
Wow. Then what other episodes have we got?
Just listen.
Just
Yeah.
listen.
Just
And
The
please buy us a coffee. Please.
Yes, give us money.
Give us
Can
money.
you not see? We are trying. Yes, and don't forget to watch us on ABJ TV every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Perth time. That is midnight Eastern Standard Time. 4 p.m. Central African Time. You can watch either on www.abjtv.net, or if you are on the African continent, you can watch using any free-to-air devices. So just look for the settings on our Instagram and just go through your channel list and look for ABJ TV. Alternatively, we now have a YouTube channel. Come on, somebody.
Subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe to the
Push on
channel.
that notification
Yes.
bell.
We are YouTubers now. Wow. Yes, so we will be uploading the ABJ TV content on Saturday mornings. So yeah, watch out for that. So go subscribe to that channel, and yeah, that is it.
Is it for us?
That is it. Suggest topics for us to discuss.
Yes.
Yeah.
Either on the pod, on ABJ TV, or on the YouTube. Yes. And yeah, we will definitely
See ya.
later. See ya.
Can we do a video with this?